So we're very pleased to have special guest Ryan Oconell here with us. You can see him playing the Dr. God, also coaching First World Problems, and he just finished directing a feature film called Angry White Man. So please welcome Ryan Oconell. I wish I had a table.
I can hold it in my hand.
Oh no.
Yes.
How were you in school?
What's that?
How were you in school?
Oh, I sucked in school. I almost failed kindergarten.
No? Why is that?
Precocious child, and just a little too smart for my own good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I only passed because my teacher, Mrs. Nance, was originally a music teacher. And the big end of the school year, like production, it was like the bullshit productions that they do for like kids, where it's like The Wizard of Oz mashed up with the fucking dish that ran away with the spoon. And I just remember everyone's lines. Yeah.
You just killed it?
Yeah, I crushed it.
Crushed it? Do you think growing up, like a child, like you said, that helps with your comedy? You kind of just use everything from your past in your comedy?
Yeah, I use everything, kitchen sink and all. I'm a big fan of the idea that you use yourself in comedy. I'm not opposed to like saying real stuff about my real life, especially when I do improv.
What's the most truthful thing that you said on stage? You're like, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Ooh, so tough. There's probably a three-way tie. I've told the story about my ex-fiance. She cheated on me with Vern Troyer. Yeah, she star-fucked a midget. It was awesome. And then I've talked several times. There was a good like 12-year period where I wanted to kill myself like every day. I've talked about that a ton.
And you think that's therapeutic for you, or just more something you got to work on stage?
Not so much more therapeutic. I just feel like it's more interesting if I talk about that than make up. I'm Mr. Blinklepop from the company. Yeah. But also too, I feel like it's a duty that since I made it through that I kind of think like, and the third one was that I was molested when I was 8. So I feel like if I talk about that stuff on stage in comedy, better an average chance that there's someone in the audience that's going through that. And I'd much rather have them leaving thinking it was okay, that there's a way to like get past it, and maybe I did a little good in the world, and be funny at the same time.
Which is kind of learned from.
Yeah, I feel like I'm killing it right now.
Well, you're at North Carolina School of the Arts. You study editing.
That is correct.
And how did that get you into directing?
Editing makes you a better actor, makes you a better writer, makes you a better director, makes you a better just about anything. If you just know how the things are put together. That's why I went to film school instead of drama school. I was like, I want to be in movies, so I should probably know how they're made. Versus, then seeing all my friends who are in drama at School of the Arts, walking back from class like crying, their arms around each other, I was like, I made the right decision. I'd much rather watch this fucking Kurosawa film than be like told I suck, have to be broken down and built up again, because I did a lot of stuff with the method.
What film do you think is the best edited film?
Oh, Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
Without fail. I actually just had this conversation with a bunch of my old my editing buddies. Last of the Mohicans, I think, is as close to perfect of a movie as you can make. Acting, writing, directing, producing, casting, score. Last of the Mohicans also has what I like to call the best jump cut of all time. Everyone seen Last of the Mohicans? Yeah? Am I talking on my ass here? Yeah. It's a good movie, right? Yeah, it's awesome. They shot it in North Carolina as well, so it's North Carolina porn for me as well. Right. When Mogwai turns and shows his true colors, and like, the British troops are ambushed. There's a jump cut in there where the Indians are hiding behind. And I've seen this movie like 100 times. Probably didn't notice it until after the first 30. Where the British like sort of announce themselves that they're going to shoot. Indians are like, well, duh, we'll hide behind this fucking tree. There's a 6-frame jump cut that's beautiful. It's a triumph of pacing over anything else.
And how did you find yourself coming to IO?
Oh, I actually I came here I came to see an ex-girlfriend from School of the Arts who was taking classes here. And she had a show. She was like, hey, do you want to come out and see it? It was 11 o'clock on a Sunday. It was before like everyone had TiVo and DVRs. I'm like, well, I don't have HBO, so we'll not be watching The Sopranos. So yes, I will come down. And I sat in the chair that I think Kavanaugh's sitting in right now, up there.
Yay!
Yay! That show was called Tiger Pants, and they just happened to have the best show they ever had. I can still recite 70% of it by heart.
Yeah.
That was January 19th of 2003, and I just went, I want to fucking do that. How can I do that? And I missed sign up for classes by like 2 weeks, and then March 1st, I was in level 1 and I've never left.
Do you tell Tiger Pants that their best show was 9 years ago? Or just...
Well, I've been a member of Tiger Pants for 5 years, so they know.
Okay.
We just had our 10th anniversary show that slightly less people came to.
Yeah. It's 11:30 on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, it was 11:30 on Wednesday. Whoa, that's where we are right now.
Crazy. So you were mentored by Miles Straw. How did
Yes.
that prepare you to teach a workshop about new forms if you're not a teacher?
Yes, Miles Stroth is my mentor. I'm known as Miles Jr. here. I don't make any bones about that. He's just kind of a guy that like, from the first moment that I had him, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy what you're selling. I get this. I'm not big about blowing smoke up anyone's ass, and I certainly don't want them to blow mine. I like the idea of hey, if I laugh at your stuff, it's because you know I really enjoy it. I don't like sympathy laughs or laughs. And where it prepared me is that Miles is very good about showing you that 2 + 2 = 4, that there is sort of a rhythm to the pulse of the universe and the human condition, and that if you go down the dark trail, you'll like the things that you love more versus staying away from it. Like, I love doing, talked about this last night in the Minnesota Night Show, I love doing scenes where children have leukemia. I think it's the best thing in the fucking world.
Because it's super honest. I mean, that's out there.
Well, I mean, no, yeah, it exists. It's a thing, and you have all like all great art. And I teach this in my former workshop. All great art deals with one of 5 things. Improv can never be great art because of the tenuousness of the nature. You have the best show you ever had, and you taped it, and then try to show it to your friend the next day. It's just not as good. But all great art is about our political structures, our social structures, our sexuality, our mortality, or religion. So something like a child who has leukemia, I also use it in regular conversation where people are like, God works in mysterious ways, Brian. And I'm like, yeah, that's why you give so many kids leukemia. Because I don't fucking understand that at all. I'd much rather explore that and be interesting. I'd much rather have 12 people boo me than 6 people laugh. Because at least they're interested. My goal is actually to not get any people laugh. This will be the day that I quit improv. When I have someone come up to me in the bar and say like, hey, that show that you did, that scene that you did, whether it be like, about date rape or whatever like that. I believe in playing believable racists and child molesters and all that. Like, racism is wrong. Yes, it is. I want a person to come up to me in the bar and tell me like, hey, last week after you did that show, I was driving home with my wife/husband, and I couldn't believe that that's what they thought you were talking about, and I realized I had married a monster. And so thank you for breaking up my marriage. And they're like, and then I'm fucking out. And it's just downhill from there.
What makes a good improv team?
Couple things. You need to have an odd number of people. I believe 5 and/or 7 is the perfect amount of people on an improv team. I believe you have to know each other as well off stage as you do on. You don't really, I believe, I'm a huge NBA basketball fan. I feel there's a lot of correlations there. If I know that you're kind of down and you got tough shit going on, you're raising your rent and you don't know where you're gonna live, and your girlfriend just dumped you, and you just had a birthday, you don't know why you fucking moved out here to this town, to be like, I'm worthless, I'm doing that. I know you need a good show that night, so I'm gonna toss you softballs, I'm gonna throw you alley-oops so you can just dunk and feel like a god. That's what I feel like. If you have a team that does that, I feel very, very fortunate that I'm on Dr. God. Dr. God, we always say that there's 5 of us.
5.
None of us have brothers. We all have sisters, so we're all the brothers we never had. I'm supremely loyal in that way. Like I feel supremely blessed that those guys would A, hang out with me, but B, they think I'm talented enough that they want to work with me professionally. Like I'll be friends with all those guys until I die.
How long have you guys been together?
I'm actually the second Oconell that's ever been on Dr. God.
Yeah.
The first, Eileen Oconell was the first one. I've been with them 4 years at this point. I think overall, like 5.5, 6 years that the team existed. Even before I got on it, I was telling people, because I watched them do their shows, I'm like, I recognize this. You believe what I believe. It's more like, I've told James Grayson before, I was like, Dr. God's the future of this theater. And that was 2 years before I joined the team, so. Or a year before I joined the team.
You're just super excited to be on it. And you're on a post.
I sat in with them because they were shorthanded because we kind of knew each other from around, and they liked my stuff, I like their stuff too. And then I got a call from Neil Gargiulo the next day. He was like, "Yeah, we just talking." I was like, "Hey, what's going on, dude?" I actually said, "Hey, what's up, fag?" Because I was stupid. I could have said the N-word, but I didn't. And he was like, "Yeah, we were just really fun show last night." I'm like, "Yeah, it was really super funny." They're like, "Would you be interested?" Yes. They didn't finish the conversation. I hung up and told my girlfriend, who was an improviser here at the time, she doesn't live here anymore. And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I know. We had the best sex that night." I pushed it. I was like, "Hey, all sevens, let's give it."
What's the best gift you ever received? Maybe that was just it. But.
The best gift?
Yeah.
You mean like an improv gift? Like
What does it mean to you?
Oh, the best gift to ever get in life? My dad is my hero. I've talked about this a bunch before. My dad was in a car accident September 28th, 1978. A drunk driver ran him off the road, just fucking broke his back, and they were like, "Oh, you'll never walk again." He's like, "Fuck you, I will." He walks on straight on crutches. I don't have any memory. My sister does, who's like 6 years older than me, has a memory of him walking. I don't. I've always just known my father that way. I've never heard him complain. I've never heard him say, like, "Woe is me." He had dropped out of high school to join the Marines to go to Vietnam, which he admits, terrible idea. But then after the accident, he got a minority scholarship to a traditionally black college. It was fucking awesome. Hey, North Carolina A&T, go Aggies. And then got his master's in business from UCG and got hired by AT&T during the midst of the hiring freeze when they were breaking up Ma Bell. My dad was the only person to be hired that entire year. And I know he does all that stuff, and like he moved us out of the ghetto. I only had one white friend until the age of 10. So he moved us out there, and like the fact that he does all that, he gets out of bed every day for me. It's a big thing. I have a post-it note on my a couple post-it notes on my mirror every day that I look at. Number one is like, what have you done for your career today? The second one is, who's helped you? Like, who do you owe today, and how can you repay them? Be loyal to friends. The third one is be smart, be funny, be better. And the fourth one is your father proud of you? So I start and end my every day with. That's so him not giving up is my best gift.
Thank you, Brian. Right now we're going to have Debbie come up and tell a true story. After that,
Yes.
it's going to inspire a scene that we do after that. You guys stick around for that?
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah.